In this video, I want to talk to you about the importance of forwards and backwards movement in tennis. When you watch high-level players play, there's a lot of forwards and backwards movement. Obviously, when they get a short ball, they step in and they attack it. But what a lot of players don't appreciate is how often players retreat. If you think about someone like Nadal or you think about someone like Daniil Medvedev, they retreat back very deep behind the baseline. And this is something that most lower level players don't tend to do. You see players just kind of stuck on the baseline. They move sideways, they move to the right, they move to the left. When they get a really short ball, they hopefully eventually recognize it and move into it. But when they get a deeper ball or an aggressive ball from their opponent, most of the time you don't see kind of lower level rec players, 4.5, 4.0, 3.5, 3.0 players actually moving back. And this is something that starts in practice, but then it trickles down into matches. And it's a really important thing to think about when you're playing. You know, yes, in an ideal world, we've got insane eye-to-hand coordination, we've got insane skills, we're just going to step in, take the ball on the rise, and we can be like Agassi in his prime, just destroying people's soul because we're taking their time away from them. But realistically, for most players, they don't have the skill to be able to step in on every single shot. You need to move back to give yourself time to allow yourself to set up in better positions. So it's something I highly recommend that you think about and you work on within practice. And you can record yourself, you can see what happens. Record yourself hitting, you know, maybe just rallying down the middle, maybe rallying cross court, playing points, whatever it is. Record yourself and see how often you move forwards and especially how often you move back, because a lot of you are going to find that you are just rooted on the spot and then you're trying to play forehands from up there and backhands from up there, and you might make them some of the time, but if you watch the best players in the world play, they don't hit forehands and backhands from up there most of the time because it's not necessarily a high percentage shot and it doesn't allow you to hit a good quality shot to then get back into the rally or to push your opponent back deep. What you'll see from those high level players is they'll move back, they'll give themselves time, they'll allow the ball to drop a little bit, and because they've got more time and they can hit a better shot, that then gives them a better chance at pushing their opponent back and maybe neutralizing the rally. So record yourself, see if you're doing it. If you're staying rooted to the baseline, work on it. Try and program it in so that as your opponent's making contact with the ball or just after your opponent's making contact with the ball, you're landing from your split step, and then the first movement that you make is moving you in the right position to set up for your shot. So that could mean it's moving you forwards, it could mean it's moving you to the side, or if the ball is deep, if it's hit hard, you're respecting that, and that first movement you make is moving you backwards to help the ball be in a better position relative to your body. And by programming yourself to do that, it's going to make you much more consistent, both in practice and in matches. Now, obviously, something that's going to be very limiting here for a lot of people is how quickly and effectively they can read the flight of the ball. A lot of players simply can't read the flight of the ball quickly enough, and that is one of the major reasons why they stay rooted to the spot. It's generally easy to see it when it's going to the side, if it's going to your forehand or it's going to your backhand, but it's much harder to detect when it's going short or when it's going deep. So for a lot of players, what you might need to do in addition to the on-court practice is do some work to train and improve how your visual system functions, because the better your visual system functions, the more easily you'll be able to read the flight of the ball and the more accurately you'll be able to read the flight of the ball, and that's really going to lay the foundations for this better quality movement, setting up in better positions, and it's going to make you more consistent. To help you with that, I've created a free class that's going to teach you all about it and show you some different exercises that you can work on, so I'll place that class down in the description so you can go through it if you're interested. Hopefully what I've explained here makes sense. Try it. Record yourself, see what you're doing, and if you're staying stuck to the spot and you're not moving back, start working on it. Any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll catch you next time.